Fires and Magic, Chapter 35, Sharing is Caring. The hours were early by his standards, but Pierre found himself wide awake before noon. It was a small price the stallion had to pay for sharing the same bed as Twilight last night. Hello! Well, Pierre didn't mind as he sat outside the throne room, with his gaze fixed on the ground. A meeting was called between Shining Armor, Princess Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and Twilight. Pierre was asked to wait outside for a moment. From what he had gathered, the discussion was centered around Spider-Man's bout with Celestia and his decision to reveal his public identity to the public. Celestia promised that Twilight's part in the meeting would be short, thus giving the young couple the entire day to sort things out. While Pierre's wounds had healed exceptionally well overnight, considering the level of damage his body sustained, the stallion advised, borderline ordered by Cadence, to keep from doing anything strenuous for the day. The alicorn even filled the missing patches of fur in for the stallion, hiding the evidence of the previous vow. Pierre's mind was centered on another matter. He was going to reveal his identity to the world soon. That fact alone kept the stallion on edge. As to when that would happen remained to be seen. But before the news could go public, there were a few select ponies Pierre wanted to share his secret first. It meant 2 stops had to be made once Twilight concluded their business with the others. It was only right to tell these specific ponies the truth, considering how close they were to him personally. It would be so anyway. Pierre's heart rate quickened, as a sign of his well-developed trepidation. There would be consequences for this course of action, Pierre said to that, but only hoped the reactions wouldn't be negative or volatile. Are you still hung up on that? Suddenly, his ears perked at the sound of the door's opening, protesting creak as it slid open. Pierre turned his head in his direction, only to be greeted by Twilight's beautiful smile. During the stallion's face rose, the bear bore the same smile earlier in the morning, both in her sleep and when she awoke. Its effect was telling, feeling Pierre's desire to match Twilight's smile to the best of his ability. But the task was impossible, for he could never replace something so beautiful. Forcing himself to his hooves, the stallion found himself drowning in the ocean of bliss as he made his way over to the mare, refusing to divert his gaze elsewhere. The best he could do was ensure Twilight stayed happy, and smiled more like this often. Pierre tilted his head to the side. How did the meeting go? What's the word? Bird. Bird is the word. Twilight stood silent for a few seconds, inflating the stallion's nervousness by a considerable margin. But she broke her silence with an innocent giggle. They're all happy you considered this. Her smile seemed permanent. It was agreed that your revealing and ceremony will take place the same night as my princess coronation. Minutes after, to be exact. So close the gap between herself and Pierre, muzzles only inches apart. Is that okay with you? Pierre's eyes widened, but quickly fell to the side, shame feeling them. Same night? The coronation's meant to be your night! Yeah! Shaking his head disapprovingly, the stallion stolidly sighed, placed himself over the mare's cheek. We can reschedule. I want my princess to have her moment. Trust me, you've earned it. Twilight's smile deepened as her heart swelled. You're so sweet, Pierre. But I talked it over with Princess Celestia already. Since this is a typical bad crossover between me and a stallion with a dick, yeah, I realized that anything I do is going to be small in comparison towards you, so thus we're going to have to make it your night and have you outshine me. That sounds kind of sexist. Yep. All things considered, I wanted to be our night. Giggling, the mare stepped past the stallion, but not before planting a sweet kiss on his cheek. Once he died in defeated fashion, Pierre followed, walking alongside her. So, are you sure you want to do this now? We can wait for them to find out during the coronation, Twilight suggested, taking a moment to readjust the crown on her head, golden lace huff. Twilight suggested, taking a moment to readjust the crown on her head with her golden lace huff. It would take some time to get used to having to wear such attire on a daily basis. Why? Why would she have to wear it on a daily basis? Because Princess Celestia does! Do we know she wears it on a daily basis? Well, yes. How? Are we with her daily? No. Do we watch her daily? No. Then congratulations. Your point is moot. Because, let's not forget, we're not with the police 24/7! So no, we don't know if Celestia wears this every single day. We don't even know if Luna wears this every single day. You are making assumptions based on the fact that every time we've seen them, they have worn the same outfit. What about season 4 finale? Celestia was sleeping in her robes! Yeah, guess what? Flash animation's cheap! They didn't have time to make a model with her nude. So, she sleeps in her shoes. Boom! End of story. Also, is this show also a comedy? Yes? Well then, fine! There's your point! Celestia was wearing that for a joke! Gods! When you see something like this, it's not meant to be a serious plot point! Get a freaking funny bone! So no, Twilight doesn't have to wear this every single day. She has free will. She can say no. So why does she have to do it? Why do you people think that? Because we want things to be worse than they are. Well then freaking get some optimism and leave your pessimistic assholes out of my stories! Damn! I want you to think you have to do this for my sake. We're already asking enough of you as it is. Pierre tightened the strap of his backpack on his shoulder. No, it's better to tell him now than to spring him on at the last minute. Yeah, I'm nervous, but as long as you're there with me, I can deal with whatever happens. Oh yes, I can so totally see them being upset that their daughter is dating a hero. Trying ahead, the stallion stepped in front of his mare, cutting off her path. Reached down and took one of her hoofs into his own. Pierre frowned, his demeanor matching a serious one all of a sudden. Tone overly dramatic. Twilight, I love you. But I don't survive this. I want you to have my chemistry straight. Just promise me you won't genetically alter any spires. Twilight rolled her eyes. Oh, stop it. You also can't experiment with gamma radiation, Pierre added, stroking her fur over to Marisol eventually. Green is totally not your cover. Concealing, Twilight stared blankly at Stallion. Peter, what did we say about references only you can understand? Right. Peter cowered, giving a firm nod. Twilight prepared to let out a sigh of relief, but Peter grinned. Replicating the super soldier system is off limits too. Peter! You can't imagine how happy I am to see you two again. Velvet giggled uncontrollably, magically levitating 2 glasses of lemonade over to the table across the young couple sitting across the couch. Older Mare practically skipped over to the chair next to her husband's seat and took a seat. Smiling widely. This is a pleasant surprise. Now, what brings you here? Twilight, using her own magic, lifted the cup over to her mouth and took several sips of the sleek beverage before gently placing it onto the table with a giggle. Actually, Mom, it was Pierre's idea we'd come over for a visit, she said, sharing a glance over Stallion. Simply scratched the back of his head differently. Clearing her throat, Twilight placed her hose on the sofa and stared at her parents. There's something we need to talk about. It's really important. Does it have anything to do with your injuries? Natalie interrupted abruptly, unable to pry his eyes away from the heavily bandaged Stallion. He frowned, furrowing his brow. Please tell me it wasn't another Timberwolf attack. If so, you have horrible luck, son. Leaving his hope defensively, Pierre promptly denied the accusation. No, sir, it wasn't the Timberwolves. The Stallion teared off, taking the time to force the lump down his throat into his stomach. Biting down to his lip, Pierre stored through his mind possible explanations. Only one dictionary to give. Difficult to say outright. It was never Timberwolves. I'm sorry for lying to you. The truth is, actually, his mind and tongue failed to concede, making it impossible for the Stallion to form the simplest words without stammering. This is so much harder than I thought it'd be, he confessed, pressing the fact that after all these years, it was easier to lie than to tell the truth in regard to his alter ego. Suddenly, as if sensing his diminishing nerve, Twilight placed her hoof over Pierre's and gave the Stallion a warm, reassuring smile. Despite the bandages wrapped around his hoof, he could feel the mare's warmth seep through the adhesive tape and spread through his limb. Twilight's smile carried a similar effect, channeling a wave of positive energy through his soul. His words from earlier retired, enforcing his emotions held for Twilight. No matter what happened, as long as she was there by his side, he didn't care how things turned out. Kneeling deeply, Peter shared one more smile with Twilight before turning his attention back to her parents, all the while keeping their hooves together. Mrs. Velvet, Mr. Light, Pierre started, sliding his free hoof into an open backpack to retrieve the damaged costume from within. While several portions were burned away, the mask and Spire emblem over the chest were intact, respectively. Unspire me. The room fell silent for a while. Only sounds to be heard were coming from outside the Sparkle household. Velvet and Knightley stared at the Stallion with their eyes wide. Pierre's ears fell to his mane, and before long, slammed his eyes shut, bracing himself for the backlash that was sure to come. Twilight continued to caress her stallion's hoof, but her gaze remained firm and centered towards her parents. After an agonizing amount of time, Velvet's horn glowed, enveloping Pierre's costume with magical energy before levitating to her position. Her hoof pressed over the material several times, all the while minding the holes and riddling the tights. Nightlight raised an eyebrow, shifting his attention from the terror costume to his daughter. Is this true, Twilight? Twilight nodded. Yes, Dad, very true. I see. Now he turned his gaze to Pierre. So you're the hero who's been taking the world by storm. The older stallion placed himself under his chin. Instead of yelling at the top of his lungs, as Pierre expected, Natalie found a smile with a relieved sigh. Velvet and I had your suspicions, but it's a little surprising to say the least. Pierre's eyes shot open. Slowly he raised his hand and was greeted by a surreal sight of two welcoming smiles, in contrast to what his mind had played out for the past 24 hours. So, you two aren't upset? Phyllis smiled wide upon hearing Pierre's confession. Of course not, dear. This has raised so many questions. She stood from her seat and made her way to the young couple. Once her place away, Velvet magically stared the costume to Twilight. Suddenly, before anybody could react, she wrapped her hose around Pierre's neck and pulled him into a warm embrace, unaware of how high the stallion's body temperature rose due to contact. We knew at the point our little Twilight would fall for would be just as special as her. Twilight whined under her breath. Mom, stop. Pierre's still injured from yesterday. I'm not, Pierre chided, researching the earth to return the older mare's embrace. Of course, cheeks flushed, a smile in her teeth, familiar voice. Yes, you are. Pierre grinned at Velvet's coat, which had significantly similar scent to Twilight's. Once again, in spite of his mind's cynical train of thought, Equestria continued to surprise the stallion in the best ways possible. Yeah, Twilight's mom has got it going on. Velvet finally heeded her daughter's advice and ended her embrace with Pierre, but she stayed close, prancing in place with the heightened enthusiasm of a school filly. Exasperated, Twilight could only bring her hoof over her forehead, as her mother attacked Pierre with several questions all related to Spider-Man, some more trivial than others. Your costume, who designed it? Pierre laughed, the sound of a combination of giving relief and nervousness. I made the original design, but Rarity put her own spin on it nowadays. So unique, Velvet giggled. Do you actually make your own webbing? Scratching the back of his head, the stallion shrugged. Like how Axel Spire dude? No. I invented web steers to strap to my hoofs. Process is tricky, but I have chemical capsules installed in the mounts. Velvet's eyes wandered across his body. You're so fit. Twilight and Nightlight rose their eyebrows respectively, only to ground out away, once the older mare placed her hooves over her warm cheeks. I've never seen a pony so flexible and athletic in my life. He must work out a lot. Peter blessed at the comment. Well, thank you, I guess. Some of it's all genetic, but web swinging across and fighting princesses is a lot of work too. Twilight asked me the same thing. The Alcor ran her hoof into his side, punching his down to clear his foot forcefully. It's nothing, really. If it's not too much trouble, may I ask a favor? Pierre nodded. Velvet spread out across the room, came back with a small, rolled-up poster in her magical grasp. She opened it, revealing a picture of Spider-Man swinging across the Spitfire. Can I have an autograph? As you can see, I'm something of a fan. Pierre groaned eagerly. You are? Well, thanks, but I'm not really used to this kind of attention. Twilight giggled. It's true. Pierre's unusually modest when it comes to recognition. He always goes out of his way to avoid it. Velvet gave the stallion a friendly wink. Shy and modest. So cute, dear. So! Then I finally called out, interrupting his wife before he could proceed any further. What made you two decide to tell us all of a sudden? Twilight cleared the threat before going into detail regarding Princess Celestia's plans for Pierre. The information was classified, meaning only a few ponies were aware. Because of their close relation to both Shining Armor and Twilight, Velvet and Nightlight were allowed to know the truth before the main unveiling. Once the details had been shared, the Alcorn slid back to her seat and gave Pierre a confident smile, diverting his uncertain gaze to the side. Even now, it seemed impossible for the stallion to believe what was about to happen. Clapping her hands together, Twilight's tone lightened and filled with eagerness. It's all going to happen the night of the coronation. I'm so excited! Are you two coming? Of course we are, honey, Velvet answered without a hint of hesitation, matching Twilight's cheerful demeanor. As Pierre watched the mares converse, his lips curled into a smile. At first glance, Twilight and Velvet would have been mistaken as sisters instead of daughter and mother. But, as much as he would have enjoyed watching them talk, Raul relished in small victory. Pierre knew the deal was not done, and that there were others that needed to learn the truth. But all things considered, The next confession would probably be easier than Twilight's parents. Peter? Velvet leaned over her face, only inches away from the stallion's muzzle. Guessing out loud, Peter jumped without thinking, landing on the ceiling upside down. He chastised himself. He knew that Twilight's mother caught him in the midst of thinking too hard. Eventually, he forced himself back down, landing a few feet from a surprised Velvet. He took a moment to gather his composure and sip at his lemonade. With a mischievous grin, the elder mare shifted her violet gaze between Twilight and Peter. She couldn't help but tease the pair. So, when can I expect to see the grand fillies? Give it about a few more... Give it the next feck. Unfortunately, Velvet's question came at an opportune. Anyway, while Peter was in the midst of drinking his beverage, he snorted involuntarily, choking back some of the lemonade in the process. Fortunately, a large amount of drink shot from his mouth and met Twilight Velvet's face. As the stallion struggled to breathe, Twilight patted him across the back, and her face flushed in a dark shade of red as she chastised her mother for her inappropriate sense of humor. Nyla and the other hoof laughed uproariously at the sight, feeling a sense of nostalgia to take home. When his son first started dating Cadance a few years ago, Velvet pulled the exact same stunt, and earned a similar reaction. It didn't help that Peter was just as awkward as Shining used to be. A couple of hours passed since Velvet and Nightlight learned the secret of Spider-Man's identity. Peter and Twilight would have arrived at Ponyville sooner if not for her mother's insistence that they stay for lunch. Now he stood outside the treeberry, waiting for Spike to gather some of his possessions. Trixie remained to herself, stretched across the sofa with her gaze fixed on a book. Peter furrowed his brow at Twilight. So, you have to go back to Canterlot already? She shook her head. Yeah, I just have to return to the meeting. There's still quite a bit we need to talk about. Twilight paused, shifting her gaze to the outskirts of the village. Will you be on fire on your own? The stallion nodded. Yeah, I'll be okay. I've got backup. Who? You can speak Pig Latin, right? Peter looked around suspiciously for eavesdropper, sir. Before he promised to puff to his mouth and whispered in his soft voice, I have hay, apple bloom, hay. Seeing her head, Twilight grumbled under her breath. Peter, I had to ask. How many times were you dropped on your head as a foal? As a foal, technically never, but... Twilight threw her mouth out of his mouth, exhaling loudly. Just be quiet! Peter pressed the hoof hour away. Spike told me they'll be waiting at the usual spot. I just hope they don't freak out as much. Good, I'm sure everything will go well, Twilight whispered, voice filled with gentle assurance. Once Spike dropped by her side with a pen and scroll in hand, or claw in this case. Twilight has to stop talking about this. Sooner or later you get this done, the sooner she'll stop worrying. I was like, don't know why she's stressing over this. Not like anything could go wrong, right? Peter away just says frantically, don't ever say what could go wrong, or anything that even sounds similar. Do you want the Parker lot to hear you? Every pony rolls their eyes at the accusation. Twilight could only shake her head, knowing the stallion's paranoia. Peter sighed. You all just don't get it. My luck's horrible for a reason. The mayor's eyes widened as a blatant realization came to her mind. Twilight turned to face Peter. We'll go on ahead with what we discuss. I'll gather every pony while you finish your business here in the village. Try not to take too long, okay? Duly noted. Peter said simply, planting a quick kiss on the check. You leave Spike at the Treeberry? That way he can send you or Luna a letter to pick us up when we get back. Twilight kissed the salon the most ticklish pieces he could find Twilight's neck. Found herself giggling too much to answer. Spike took out his tongue, gagging to himself. You two are so lovey-dovey. Can't you do it when I'm not around? Tracy helped as he flipped to the next page of book. You think that's bad, Spike? You should have seen him earlier. I didn't think it was possible for ponies to be kissing that long. She arched her brow. Plus, I did not think a princess was the fondling type. Flushing, Twilight pushed the stallion off, desperate to defer any pony for the attention of Trixie's late statement. Oblivious, Peter nodded, trying for the door, but paused to steal one final glance of his friends before pressing onward. See you again soon! Twilight watched her stallion leave the library with a smile. When the moment he was out of sight in hearing distance, she frowned, directing her attention to the baby dragon by her side. Spike, is every pony ready? Nodding, Spike pointed across this village. Yeah, they're waiting for us at Rarity's. Great. We should head over there right away, Twilight suggested, focusing her energy to her horn. Once it glowed brightly, the Alcorn shifted her gaze to where the former stage possessor rested. Trixie, I would appreciate it if you came with us too. Trixie's book slipped from her grasp, slamming it shut as it fell to the wooden floor. Using her free hold to push her silver blue mane behind her ear, the Alcorn could not help but stare at the princess, bewildered. I'm honored, Twilight Sparkle, but if I may ask,
Why do you request Trixie's presence? She smiled half-heartedly. I hardly think I'm worthy of a royal audience.
Quite contrary, Twilight protested, shaking her head. You're our friend, Trixie. Well, we can trust fully. There's something Peter wants to tell you. Now's the perfect time to do so. Sending her, the Alicorn offered a unicorn smile. Come on, I believe it's time you learned the entire truth. What truth? She already knows Peter equals Spidey. And right now, I'm getting this bad padding feeling again. I'm holding a pillow right now, and that has less padding! Peter locked the door to the treehouse and shut the blinds to each window. Once each task had been completed, the stallion eased over to the table in the center of the room, taking a seat between Apple Bloom, his newly adopted sister, and Sleepbell, the foal of an iron grip unlike any other he had met. Not he met that many. Babs and Skulu sat across from his position, the first giggling at the sight of the unicorn feeling clutching the stallion's limb, while the latter rolled her eyes, finding the display of affection nauseating. Thanks for seeing me on such short notice, girls. Placing his free hoof over Apple Bloom's crimson mane, Peter chuckled. I bet you're wondering why yours truly called this imaginating Crusader meeting.
That found an idea how we can get our cutie marks?
Apple Bloom suggested, causing all the girls' expressions to beam. And Peter shook his head, playing the idea as well as their hopes. Proud furrowed.
What's going on, Pling?
Inhaling deeply, the stallion placed his backpack at the center of the table. Babs, Seed, Sleepbell, Scootaloo stared at the backpack curiously, unsure what to make of the situation. Bloom's eyes widened while she gritted her teeth. Researching the urge to leap on the table, she held the backpack with her body to her friends. Like the others, she knew the importance of the contents inside. Before Apple Bloom could make any course of action, Peter placed himself over his shoulder. The stallion smiled. I think it's about time we tell him our secret.
Are you sure? Apple Bloom stammered, fizzing her saying, I mean, I'm all for it, but what's making you do this?
Nothing's making me do this, kiddo. There's just a few big things that are about to happen. A couple of days, everything's going to change for me. Before that happens, I want you all to know the truth about me. Till then, it's top secret, okay? Peter pulled back for a few moments to gather his thoughts. Only ponies that know are the princesses, Shining Armor, Sakura, Trixie, the elements of Harvey, Twilight's princess, parrots, and Apple Bloom. The three foals faced the yellow filly, but Peter raised his hope before they could pelt his new sister with questions. Apple Bloom figured it out on her own, but she didn't tell you because she didn't want to tell any pony a secret that wasn't hers to share. It wasn't against you, I promise. Peter was silent for a moment. I love you girls so much, but... Sleepbell tightened her grip on Peter's hoof. She gazed down with her large, glossy, emerald eyes. The blood on her face seemed to have grown darker in tone, probably due to the last statement Peter said. The stallion stood on his seat, alternating between the foals around the table. Apple Bloom nodded, poking her hoof into his side as if pushing him to continue. Sleepbell leaned forward, her ears perking in anticipation to hear his words. Babs furrowed her brow. Skulu's hoof tapped at the table impatiently, looking at exasperation on her face. I have several questions and reasons for keeping you all in the dark. A part of me thought it could help protect you, but I learned that if you knew the truth, you'd be safer in mine. Then, I was also afraid of how you might react. Peter sighed as his gaze fell to the ground. He reached out to Babs, taking a moment to brush a few strands to remain free from her freckled face. She glanced away to hide her embarrassment. Peter exhaled, finding the inner strength to continue. What I can do is pretty weird. I guess I didn't want to risk scaring you away. Yes, I could so totally see them being scared of their friend being a superhero. How much longer is this chapter? Do we really need to spend 6,000 words on this? Babs edged her seat closer to the point, her body nose against Apple Bloom. Scare us away? No way, Peter! You're the nicest pony I ever met! She stood from her seat, placing her hooves against the table for support. Less visibly, you're really nice. It's been fun, too. I even wanted to ask Apple Bloom if we could still use a big brother. The later statement slid from her mouth, forcing the foal to throw her hoof over her muzzle, much too late. The temperature on her face rose. Babs could feel it vividly, evident by her strange smile. Anyway, you won't creep me out. Peter bit in his quivering lip, struggling to keep his sudden upswell of emotions from overwhelming him. Somehow he managed, but found out he needed a distraction. Presently, Babs started giggling. Peter placed himself over the foal's head and mussed the short mane. Thanks, Babs. That means a lot. Slowly but surely, the stallion separated himself from the girls and retrieved his backpack, walking over to the side of the treehouse. He turned his back to the foals, taking a moment to slice the zipper open with his teeth. Once the backpack was open, Peter turned his head aside against the lane. Skulu, I also kept my secret so I wouldn't disappoint you. Taking it back, Skulu had a brow and frown.
Disappoint me? What are you talking about?
Her paces took hold, evident by her tapping hoof.
You can sap it out. Cut it out and tell us what the secret is already.
The stallion smirked, tortured him long enough. I know you're one of Spider-Man's biggest fans, Skulu. One stiff movement, Peter flipped in the air, managed to press herself on the ceiling. Scarred there with backpack and hoof. Suddenly at the sight of 3 gas falls. Peter tossed his costume on the table, striking nonchalantly. Now you know your hero's a Blake Flank nerd, skirts. In a span of a second, the treehouse went from cool tranquility into a high-pitched squeals. Sleep Bell bounced in place, small sparkles of magic escaping from her hood with each jump. Her mouth ran as fast as her mind.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh!
Peter was already dreaming, but now the ceiling was better than ever. She peered at the ceiling, feeling her heart flutter. Peter was disappointed who saved her sister. Sleep Bell nickered with each grateful geek. Her host bucking happily.
Oh my gosh!
Babs, normally very reserved, pranced in place and giggled uncontrollably.
Like, that's weird! That's the coolest thing ever! Well, who would have guessed a scrawny bunny like you could have an awesome secret?
Cantering over to the only Pegasus in the room, Babs nudged her aside.
What you think, Skulu? Cool, huh?
Skulu just stared at Peter for a long minute, her mouth gaping. The stallion flipped from the ceiling and landed in front of the Pegasus. She had grown blue in the face, but judging from her starstruck, oblivious smile, the foal was not aware of her physical state or lack of oxygen intake. Peter clapped his host together in front of her face and panic.
Skulu, breathe! Breathe!
The helium spun airs as her lungs could absorb. Skulu did as she was told, but then tried over, pressing herself into the stallion's side. Peter stammered, raised his eyebrows in shock. Skulu was usually one void close physical contact with others, not instigated. Applewoman and Blast tailed to their sides. Sleep Bell, all rested Peter's side, nuzzling even further by Skulu's right. What are you doing? Peter asked, feeling uncomfortable with the new development. Not what otherwise mind, but this was Skulu, entirely out of character.
Stand still!
Skulu barked, her host lying along the floor as he struggled to move against the unbreathing stallion.
Want to source some of your powers through osmosis? Maybe you're psychic.
Applewoman stared at Skulu.
How do you know what osmosis means?
Sleepbell giggled, wrapping her hose around Peter's forelegs.
Maybe you're psychic too.
No, he already has one. His name is Miles. That sounds on Peter's back. Me three! We already have our Kates. We'll need a superhero team name. Peter shook his head. Girls, no, I don't think. Sleepbell's grip tightened painfully. And Peter wondered if he could have a few more breezes.
I'm not a big fan of spiders. How about the King Mark Butterfly Brigade?
Babs nodded, but Skulu was too busy trying to absorb their superpowers to notice. Peter's brow twists. I feel like I've been here before. Have we been here before? Apple would jump with excited prospect.
Maybe a King Mark Super Squad?
Peter's eyes wide. Oh my god, this is happening again.
You Peter could change the superhero name a little. And you become the great King Mark Crusader Spider-Man?
Sleepbell asked, when he's dying to grow his aspiration. The discussion continued between the Crusaders. Peter so smacked his forehead in defeat. Why do I have a feeling that this was a big mistake? Early evening had come. Peter's day was already long. He has to free himself from the Crusaders for the time being. But because sworn Sleepbell was considering superhero outfits, for now, Peter wanted to relax. But that also was unacceptable. As soon as Twilight brought him to his rooms in his castle, she told him she needed to run and do something. What he should do was make his way to the throne room from there. The castle guards let him pass without question. They were already very lenient with Peter, considering he was Celestia and Twilight's guest of honor, but this time they practically scrambled to open the doors for him. Twilight said it was important, and everything indicated it was true. After a dreadfully quiet journey through the castle, Peter reached the throne room door, where the guard stood. They guarded the small pony intently, but after a brief moment, they stepped aside, giving Peter to ease into the room, slowly closing the door behind him. He had been accommodating his resident guards in the castle. Sighing, he turned around, only to be greeted by a pair of large blue eyes, pinky poofed mane, and a matching coat just inches away from his face. Peter stumbled back, rubbing the door with a startled loud bonk. The pink mare giggled at his expense. The stallion sighed. Pinky, you should give me a warning before you do that. Smiling, Pinky stepped to the side and extended her hoof, directing Peter's line of sight to the table in the center of the room. His eyes widened. The leaders of the Elements of Harmony, and Trixie sat next to the High Council, was consistent of signing armor Princess Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and most recently, Twilight. They offered him a... Wait. The Elements of Harmony get to sit next to the High Council? Okay. Question. 1. Why didn't Twilight demand that she sit with her friends? 2. Why didn't Twilight demand that her friends sit with the High Council? 3. Why are her friends with the High Council? 4. What makes you think Twilight doesn't want her friends to be with the High Council? And 5. What is your intent on trying to separate them? You sick liars! Gods! Is everybody here, whenever they see the words Princess Twilight, they're so obsessed that Twilight's gonna change her opinions on her friends or something? I swear, one more stupid thing, and I am quitting this chapter right out the bat and just walking away from this, screaming my head off! So come on, Vic. Let's get nuts! Hit me with something! Not a welcoming smile returned. Peter found himself too nervous to reply in kind. At least right away. Pinky hopped up behind Behavior, grabbing him by the huff, laying him to the one favorable seat on the table.
Come on, this meeting can't start without you.
Peter hesitantly accepted a seat, which was placed between Twilight and Trixie. Something tells me this is a really bad idea. Once Pinky bounced to her own seat across the table, Peter turned to Celestia. But I'm doing it because I only trust you all. The Princess and the Sun bowed her head in gratitude.
Thank you, Peter. I know this feels odd, but it's not as bad as it seems.
Gina closed her eyes to focus her energy. Suddenly, a crystal ball manifested before her. Celestia guided the orb to the stallion's position. A crystal ball manifested before her. Celestia guided the orb to the stallion's position. Placing it into the press on the table, Peter tilted his head and reached out to touch the crystal ball. Twilight swatted his hoof with her own, frowning at Stallion afterward. Celestia smiled, whining a little, but otherwise remained just as serene as before.
We're only hoping to wash over your memories of past battles. It'll not be invasive. We'll see only what you want us to.
Past battles? We're actually going to do a Eclipse show. Why Eclipse show? Why do we need a freaking Eclipse show? Peter tilted his head to the side, eyebrow arched a question. Why do you see my old fights? Not that I mind, I guess. I'm just curious. Do we really want to waste our time doing this? Vic, I have to ask you this. Do you really want to waste our time? After you spent almost 7 chapters wasting our freaking time? Now you want to waste 3 more with useless padding? Why? Padding. Why? Why all this padding? We don't need it. Just why? Peter tilted his head to eyebrow arched a question. Why do you want to see my old fights? Because I have a feeling this Vic hates me. Not that I mind, I guess. I'm just curious. Yes, please tell me why. I'm going to story in a very unlikely way. Several reasons. You're very vulnerable. We're hoping to see how you fought, to improve ourselves. What did you just fucking say? What did you just say? Vic! Fuck you! Let me guess! Do you watch a Sailor Moon fic and see a Sailor Moon crossover and just suddenly decide, you said she can't fight like Superman, so she must need to learn so that way she can improve herself. So that way, because Superman's way better than that smelly old Sailor Moon girl. Fuck you, story! Go! Stop! Right now! I'm ending this! No! Hell no! No! Everybody just sits around saying that they want to talk about how much they want to see Pierce's spells, so that way they can learn more and more, and yada yada yada, flip this chapter to hell!
No! Um, Hi guys, this is Twilight here. I think Legend Bringer's going to need a few minutes to relax from this one, but maybe I can better articulate why he's so miffed. This isn't sounding like they want to learn from Peter. No, no, no. This sounds more like we're trying to say that Peter's better than us and we're wimps. That we're weaker than Peter Parker. And that we can't fight to hold our own. That's not us. I know sometimes writers in the show proper will have me do the stupidest things like scream in front of a Timberwolf, but that's LOC. That's just for a joke. I could do so much, but that's what fanfic's meant for. They'll allow us to have more potential. Look at Sailor Moon's Rise of the Senshi. You know, 3 New Senshi, Arcade Striker's Great Fic. And there, they weren't going to learn from him so that way they could fight on their level. They were learning because they wanted to learn. They wanted to better themselves. They didn't want to subtly say, "Oh, we're weak little Senshi. We can't fight." No. They wanted to learn something new from the masters. You want to know what else happened? None of the Senshi were treated any less or were expected to have to learn some new skill or some new ability just to fight alongside him. They were treated as equals. Considering the fact that this whole entire story, that the show, MLP, is all about strong, independent girls, each with their own personalities who can fight while still being female, to have Celestia just say, "Oh, so we can improve ourselves," to the stallion feels insulting not only to the fans of this show, but to females as well. As a matter of fact, I almost feel insulted listening to the story in general. Because so far, every girl has been turned on and fallen for Peter. Every girl has had to be saved by Peter. And every single girl has had to watch in admiration of Peter. Or even worse, get beaten by Peter in something they're good at. This doesn't feel like a crossover. This has so far been feeling Peter is the only thing worthwhile. The fic. This is not Spider-Man. This is some fanboy's deranged image of Spider-Man given flesh. There's no reason for us to suddenly say we want to see Peter because we couldn't fight. No, that's not us. The story is going to continue in the tomorrow, don't worry. But I think Legend Breaker needs a few moments before he comes back. Quite frankly, we're all tired of this too. Yeah. We're tired of being pushed around and treated like a couple of dick suckers just for somebody else. Hey, this is Spider-Man. I just want to say, I'm getting tired of this too. I'm not some sort of god. I'm not some sort of big macho guy that gets every single girl to fall for him. I'm a hero. And quite frankly, you're putting my efforts and my abilities over these girls, and not even thinking that I might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all this, because everybody's treating me like it's some sort of super god being. And that's not what I'm about. We apologize for Legend's outburst. Yeah, maybe I should finish the rest of this before Legend comes back. Let's see, where are we here? Oh, no, no. Well, after that... So find out eventually, so everybody's here. Maybe that'll explain the truth better. The stallion furrowed his brow, staring at the crystal ball. So what am I supposed to do exactly? Will this ball tune into pure tail on its own? Celestia grinned. No. All you have to do is focus your magic into the orb. Once your thoughts sync with the energies within, you'll fall into a trance. It's perfectly normal. All you have to do is focus on what you want us to see. We'll be able to watch everything from here. This is completely voluntary, Peter. You don't have to do this if you're not comfortable. It'll only be memories I choose. Don't see any harm in it. I trust you with all of my life. You've done so much for me. It's time I repaid your trust somehow. Placing his nose against the table, Pierre frowned intently on the crystal ball. He trusted his friends. This was for them. He didn't want to show too much if he couldn't help it. Pierre's mind ran. As far as they needed to know, all he ever done was try to do the right thing. Saving people here and there the way he could, that should be enough. He showed his recent memories and leave it at that. Placing his horn against the glass orb, Pierre closed his eyes and got his thoughts. Translucent white energy engulfed his horn, spread throughout the crystal. Pulsating throb coursed through his cranium, resulting in a surge of golden energy and merged pain. Pierre's eyes shot open. His hazel irises disappearing in a bright flash of light, as the crystal ball flared into a miniature sun. Every point shielded her eyes with her hooves. Twilight stood for her seat, trying to lull Pierre away from the orb. Something about his connection to it prevented her from touching him with her magic. She could only see the images moving within the sphere of Pierre's memories flooding into the device. Pierre slumped as the light surrounding the ball dissipated. The others watched in rapt attention as the memories in the ball began to play in earnest. Tiny's mouth fell open as the spire lowered itself in a strange-looking bipedal creature's hand. This was not a small recap. Somehow, Pierre had loaded years of memories into the crystal ball, and they were going to witness it all. You know, if you wanted to give us a Spider-Man story, you should have given it to just a Spider-Man story, and not dragged us down with it.